On the update 35 beta, we finally have the long-awaited power rework. As you can see on my lore master, I have 63,000 power, which is quite a lot compared to the live servers. In this video, I'm going to try to explain what's going on with the power rework, what's the meaning behind it, and I'll go through all the classes and we'll see what's up. Basically, over time, power has become kind of redundant. You very rarely need to think about power in the current game, and the devs kind of wanted power to mean something again. What exactly is changing with this update? Power regeneration is now listed as per second rather than per minute. If you take a look at the food that I have, you should be regening 832 power per second in combat with this food. And if we hover over the power on my character panel, you can see that my regen is about 1,000 per second while in combat. If I eat food, I should be at 1,800 per second regen power in combat. The power pools are larger, as you can see from my power pool, 63,000. So any endgame character should have at least 50,000 and above. And of course, with the increase of the power pool, we have an increase of power costs. We can see that Wind Lore, for example, is 4,600 power. Same with Fire Lore, Frost Lore, etc. The Fate stat no longer increases your in-combat power regen. Instead, you can think of Fate as your power battery right now. As you can see, each point of Fate gives me 1 maximum power. If you have 100,000 Fate, you'll have 100,000 extra power. Add some more Fate to increase your power bar. So what's the goal with this power rework? They want power to mean something again. And the main idea is for tanks, you won't really feel it that hard. But for DPS and healers, it'll be more impactful. If you're just playing on landscape, you shouldn't be long fights, so you won't really notice the power. But in instances and raids, it should be a factor. Every class should have a pretty reliable way to keep themselves self-sustained. But there might be cases where you will have to work as a team in order to balance the power costs of the raid. Every legendary item with tactical healing rating has had this rating increased by 25%. In general, they want to increase the healing potential with this power rework, but there's an issue with how defensive debuffs work together in the game right now, so they're not going to increase the healing further as of right now. And of course, as we can see, the regen food will have to be rebalanced. Same goes for the power pots. 400,000 power should be enough to fill up your bar. Lore Master had some healing changes. Cooldown of the Beacon of Hope got lowered to 10 seconds, so you have a bit more healing output. When it comes to power costs, there seem to be, I would say, like on average it's like 5,000. Some are 8,000, some are 4, etc. This is probably going to be pretty standard for most classes, around the 4-5k mark for most skills. And of course, Lore Master is a core power class where they can share power to an ally or to your fellowship. And of course, you'll have your power knowledge to drain power from the enemies, fill up your power again. Red Champion had a change to Continuous Blood Rage. This used to give minus 75% power cost. It's now only minus 20% power cost. The main power restore for a champion right now is Second Wind, the first line in blue line, and you can of course increase it with Vigor of Champions. But the devs are considering an active skill power restoration mechanic still for champs. So there should be another way to restore power for champs currently, but as of right now we have Second Wind. Burglar is a class that can run out of power really quickly, but currently the way burglars recover their power is through Subtle Stab. Only on a critical you restore 8,320 power. When it comes to the Hunter class, the Stance Endurance reduces your range skill power cost by 20%, but I still believe most hunters will want to be in the Precision stance. Hunter actually has quite a few ways to regen their power. First, let me mention that Burn Hot actually increases the power cost by 25%. Then you have Improved Beneath Notice, restores 3000 power every second for 10 seconds, 5-minute cooldown. You have Strength of the Earth. Every time you pop this cooldown, you'll restore 4000 power every second for 5 seconds. This is on a 1-minute 30-second cooldown. You also have the new skill in Redline, Bow of the Righteous. 1-minute 30-second cooldown. Every time you pop this for 15 seconds, every bow skill that you hit will restore 4000 power. So Hunter seems to be really set with their power restore. The Brawler class is also pretty set with the power. Every time you hit low strike as a setup skill, then you use a finisher on a mob after, you will restore power. As you can see, power restore applied a heal 12.5k points to power. So quite a big power restore for Brawler. Should not be any problems with power for this class. When it comes to Guardian, it's still early in the power work for Guardian. But from what the devs are saying, it seems like since the Guardian is primarily a tanking class, you don't really run out of power that easily. We know that Guard has a few ways to restore power, such as Catch a Breath, but it seems like they're still early in the work with Guardian, and they're not too worried about the Guardian's power pools. We have a note for both Minstrel and Rune-Keeper, since they are the two main healers that require power. The goal for these two healing classes will be that the smaller heals will be pretty cheap in power cost, and when it comes to the bigger heals, they will cost more power but be a lot stronger also. That's kind of the direction they want to head with these two classes, but it's still a work in progress for RK and Mini. And of course we have another healer, Beorning. Beorning don't use power, so they're not going to be affected by the power rework. When it comes to the Warden class, currently you can regen some power through a Dark Before Dawn Gambit and also through a Battle Memory. From what I'm hearing, Wardens are running out of power pretty quickly, but obviously this is only the first beta, so we'll see for the future betas that are to come. And when it comes to Cappy, I'm not 100% sure, but I do believe Inspire on every line will make you regen some power. And also when I tried Blue Cappy, every defeat event, Rallying Cry, would then restore power as well. I haven't heard any problems about Captain. Captain seems to be fine. And just overall, this power rework is basically meant to have power have some meaning, but not be overwhelming to the gameplay. Keep in mind, this is just the first beta test, and we won't really know the full effect until we get the live update 35 in about a month. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing to help out the channel, leave a like, join my Discord, and I'll see you in the next one. If you're playing or looking to play Lord of the Rings online, there is one place you need to be. The Ghyniverse is a community Discord server for the game Lord of the Rings Online. In this server, you'll find anything from giveaways. There's also a frequently asked questions channel that I would recommend checking out first. You'll be able to see when I put out new YouTube videos, whenever I stream. You can also ask for the streamer role, and you'll be able to post your own streams in this server for everyone to see. There's currently over 5,000 members in this Discord, and it keeps growing. You will also find discussion channels about the game, LOTRO. You can ask any questions in the help channel. There's discussions for every single class in the game and PvP. But one of the best things about this server is the best in slot items section. In this section you can find trait lines for every single class. You will find screenshots of the current best gear being displayed. In this channel you'll find charts showing what stats you need for your characters, mitigations, mastery crit, finesse, but you'll also find useful information about drop rates in different instances. I hope you will consider joining my server, and maybe one day I'll see you in Middle Earth.